and gentlemen from around the world, welcome back once again. It is Friday, and that means only one thing. It is drama time. Yes, it is. I am covered head to toe in dog hair from my dog wanting to be a big friend to me. But that's okay, because I'm a friend to him as well. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, feeling better. For those of you who are in hospital right now, I saw you before. And feeling pretty wonderful as we did get our first taste of the first raid instance in the Shadowlands, Castle Nathriel last night, where the server was utterly janked, totally all over the place, barely playable, but that's okay. The first test is generally like that, and hopefully it'll get better tonight. We will, of course, have video content coming for you regarding those things. Do you remember? Cast your mind back, regular viewers of Drama Time, to maybe a week, 2 weeks ago. And we had a story about a lady who was a little miffed, should we say. A little miffed. Because her boyfriend had become GM and benched her. And hadn't told her. Do you remember? Do you remember? You do remember. Do you remember? Well, we have the response. Now, I have to put it out there. I'm not sure it's particularly healthy for your relationship to allow me to cast judgment on your scenario. But here we are. I've only read, I want to be clear, I've only read like the first paragraph. And as you can imagine, it indicates that our man was hard done by. The story was biased. And I'm going to leave it to these wonderful, wonderful people. Because our question was, yes, we did end up with the question, is she bad though? Because that changes everything. If she's bad and the guy's caught between a rock and a hard place over whether or not he could bench the love of his life because she may be bad. It's possible. It's possible she may be bad. Well, I'm gathering we're about to get the information, as he has titled this, Women Are Weird AF, The Real Story. Now, the real story. So, you know, an open mind. Now, I can't remember the exact names from that story. And plus, we do want to get our wonderful Patreons into the stories. So, our girlfriend shall be... yes. Let's go with Alex. I'm not typing in the full Alexandra, but it is you. The Guild Master. Let's go with Ryan. We need... This really worries me, by the way. The hot DK girl. The hot DK girl. Okay. We'll go with Moons. And another guild tank who can be Tion. Alright, Tion. Mistake number one. I do screen the stories that are fresh, but on a reply like this, I want to enjoy it as much as you do. We'll see where it takes us. Okay. We wish you the best of luck, Arthur. We wish you both the best of luck. Hopefully, me and the Drama Time crew can resolve this situation for you. As it stood, you were declared guilty, Mr. Arthur. You were declared guilty. I have the gavel ready to declare your innocence and set you free. Okay? I am ready and raring to go. Can you convince us? Let's see. Preacher, you just told a drama story in which I, as Guildmaster, tried out a new tank for the guild instead of my girlfriend, and she lost her shit about it. This was back in March, and I love her. I love her, I love her, I love her. But fuck me, she needs to get the fuck over it. It's not a good start. It's not a good start. Okay. Drama Time hadn't even finished. Drama Time hadn't even finished before our guild's group chat started flooding with memes about pulling rank. And my mates have started taking the piss. Yep. Alex... liking all of it. Alex has been drinking in the smugs and saying that with your judgment, I owe her an apology. Now, I have to say that this judgment was decided on a very biased story, and I was unfairly represented. I'm not going to lie, I'm typing this as drama time just finished, but I want to write this while it's all fresh. Vindicate. This is not going to end well. I worry. The pair of you need to, like, celebrate after this, all right? Can we agree? Can we agree? At the end of this, I will do no more. I'm telling you now. Alex, if you're listening. Arthur, if you're listening. We will not conduct any more investigations into your relationship. All right? This is the end. My judgment at the end of this is final and binding. All right? That is the rule of law. You have come to Drama Time Court to seek finality. Ergo, our judgment will stand. So here's the truth of what happened. I took over as Guildmaster because the previous GM had to quit WoW and start taking care, and I had to start taking care of some guild stuff. It is the start of the COVID lockdown. So Alex and I are trying not to get in each other's way, which was confirmed in Alex's side of the story. You asked why we don't even do Mythic Plus together. I did find that a little strange. And there are two reasons. One, it gives us time to talk with other friends. And two, she cares more about getting through them as quickly as possible and doing them correctly. But we have all the gear we need, so I like doing massive pulls and seeing if we can down it all. You like wiping, then? I like to go Moonkin in Mythic Plus, and I heal in raids. Which I think makes me a better player, as she's mostly just a tank. I mean... what are you trying to do, bro? What are you trying to do? Oh, what are you trying to do? You are digging a hole. Oh, sweet Moses. Okay. He plays 2 roles. You only play 1. Ergo, 2 is greater than 1. Ipso facto, better. There you go. So, pre-raid night, I was chatting with our raid leader, Ryan, and some of the lads in the guild, and Ryan is talking about this girl he's been pugging with. A death knight. Ryan has been chatting with this girl on Discord, so he has confirmed, legit a girl. They've been flirting pretty heavily. He even has some pics of her that he shared with us, not dirty ones. And preach, mate, this girl is 10 out of 10. Proper good. Where are you from? Proper good looking. Brits, can I get a confirmation on the phrase proper good looking? He's playing wingman. That's what he's doing. He's playing wingman. Welsh, Birmingham. It's pretty universally British, that, actually. Yeah, it's a pretty national phrase. Proper good looking. All right. In some of these pictures, she was cosplaying as Sylvanas. Dirty. Should be your Sarah. Just going to throw that out there if you're listening. Should be your Sarah. So, Ryan has been helping her learn to tank in dungeons and the eventual pug some normal with her tanking. He asked me if I could add her to the guild. And if Alex would mind if he invited Moons, who's the DK, to come and tank for us a bit so he can make his move and get to know her better. Wingman or girlfriend's raid spot? I mean, it's girlfriend's raid spot, dude. Wingman is important. But it's not more important than the girlfriend's raid spot. It might have been okay if you asked the question. if he said, look, I need to help out my boy Ryan. What say you? Anyway, let's reserve judgment. So I asked, why should Alex step aside? All right, he makes a case for his girl. Why would Alex step aside and not our other tank? And he said, it's because Alex is my girlfriend and it would be easier to ask her quickly rather than the other tank, John, as he had already confirmed he was coming as our main tank and it would make sense not to cancel him afterwards. But that's because Alex doesn't need to confirm she's coming, right? Because she's coming. I figured, all right, let's keep an open mind. It's hard to keep an open mind. You're not doing yourself any favors. Got to try and keep an open mind. I figured I didn't want to be unreasonable or seem like I was playing favorites and cause a fuss with Tion, and I figured Alex wouldn't care as progress is over, so I said, okay. Right, so you assumed a lot. All right. I met Moons in a Mythic Dungeon run and she joined our Discord and she was fine. Good enough that we probably wouldn't have had any trouble and geared enough not much would have killed her. So she was strong enough, character was good. So I figured no one would suffer if we carried her a bit through a raid run. You figured again. You're noticing this word figure popping up a lot. You assumed. Guessed. You calculated. You did the stuff. I see. Let's mute that. So, the big question. Why didn't I tell Alex we'd swapped her out before the raid started? There's a big question. It is a big question. Here's his response to that. To be honest, I really didn't think she would mind. You figured. Again. I figured she wouldn't mind missing a raid, and I thought she would take it badly if I had become guildmaster and then asked her to sit out. Ah, yes. Cowardice. Yes, it does. Ah, yes. This really doesn't look good for you, bro. Like, man to man. Like, if you would have even, like, brought up this plan to me, I'm just telling you right now, if this was, like, happening at the time and you were like, hey, what do you think if I do this? I would have said, don't ever fucking do that. That is fucking crazy talk. Call her and ask her at least, right? At the minimum, call her and ask her right now, right? I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you. Like, I would have just told you straight there. One, I would have told you two things. I would have gone, one, don't do it. That's madness. You're going to swap out your girl to bring in another girl. That is never going to end well. And two, at least fucking ask her, like, immediately. All right? And explain to her about Ryan. Ryan's trying to get with this girl. Apparently, it's really sexy if she gets a free raid spot and a carry. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. If I was your boy, that's what I would have said. That's what I would have told you. Okay. I also didn't want to explain it. I also didn't want to explain that we were doing this so Ryan could be with this girl. Because I was worried. I'm not going to read that to protect your relationship, but damn. Damn. That she would get jealous about being replaced with another girl. I figured it makes sense to wait until we're in the guild because it was like a guild decision. It was a guild decision. And frankly, I thought Ryan, so you figured again, I thought Ryan might speak up and let her know he asked her not to be there. And given that Ryan's the raid leader, he should have. Oh, you're putting the blame on your boy. You're wingmanning, but you're putting your blame on the boy. Okay. So really, Ryan's the prick here, not me. I mean... Just to be clear, in your own side of this story, your boy Ryan told you to go and ask her because she's your girlfriend and maybe you could have smoothed things over, right? That's 2 paragraphs ago. That's what Ryan asked you. He was like, hey, can you ask Alex? Because you're like together, right? Just say, can we have a raid? You know? But here, you've switched it around. Like, he should have like brought it up in the raid. Although he asked you first, initially. Okay. Oh, dude. Moons turns out to be terrible. Terrible. Just the worst. And listening to Ryan and her flirt over Discord was really uncomfortable. Ryan was pretty much immediately... Oh, Ryan was asked... I can't read. Ryan was asked pretty much immediately to just put Alex back in, but I told him not to and to give Moons more of a chance. Not because I thought she would get better, but mostly because Alex was in a right sulk. She kept bringing it up and asking why I would embarrass her in front of our friend like that rather than just talking to her. But is it okay for her to embarrass me through your stream? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it was only a couple of raid weeks before Alex was back in her slot. All April, she was frosty with me, laughing and being really sunny, playing Risk of Rain with her friends, and then just shutting down when we were going to talk. She came back as a tank after talking to Ryan in secret. She didn't tell me she was back in and just joined the Discord like nothing happened. I didn't think it was right she would just bully her way back into the raid without even asking me, given I'm the guild master. When I told her she should have asked me, she blew up and she didn't make dinner for us. Oh my God. I've known her since we were 14 and sometimes she's really dramatic. You're so far away from the clue, dude. Oh my God. It's painful. It's really painful. Oh, you lost this one, dude. I'm not even waiting till the end. You fucking lost this one. Just give it up. Apologize, for the love of God. Anyway, she's back to raiding and it's July. So I really thought this whole thing was over. Everything was pretty good and we'd even been stuck around each other all the time. And then a week or so ago, we had a raid with some of the guys who were just making an in-joke about something from a normal pug we did. And she asked, what are we joking about? All I said was, we better tell her or she'll run off to the living room. You did say that. That was in Alex's story. I didn't know that pissed her off until your story. I was just joking. Hey, anyway, it's not like I kicked her forever or she lost her raiding slot. It's not even proper progress rating, so I don't get why it matters. You don't get it, do you? Bummer. And why we're still talking about this 4 months later. I was just trying to help a bro out. And I think she just needs to forget about it, as it doesn't matter. I feel I was judged too harshly, and I demand a recount. End of tale. I always assume a lot of drama stories come with some bias. I mean, we'd be crazy not to, right? Of course, the authors. More guilty, yeah. More guilty. Oh, dude. All right, look. You're guilty as fuck. That is rendered. You are guilty as fuck. But you're just guilty of just not talking to her. You tried to dodge it. You know what you did. You know what you did. All right? We all know what you did. You tried to dodge it. You tried to Neo this shit. You were like, you'll probably be okay, I guess. And you wanted to avoid the issue and you were like, you were trying to like fucking dodge it. But you were that bad Neo that gets shot in the leg. And you got caught. You got busted, dude. Yeah, you got busted. You went for the dodge. You went for the parry. You popped coolies. You hoped for the best. It did not pay off. Is it worth getting in a fuss over 4 months later? No. To either of you? No. No, it's not. But you did done goof. Definitely. We all agree. The chat agrees. Just fess it up. Fess it up. Deal with it. Done goofed. I mean... oh, Jesus. If that's your biased side of the story, unlucky. Unlucky. You made a play. It was a bad play. It was a very bad play. It was a very bad play. You should move on now, though. Okay. Jesus Christ. Let's hear her side of the story. We did. We have heard her side of the story. If you missed last drama time, her side of the story is already out there. We have had it. I feel our boy Tion got ripped on that one. Everyone else got in a few times, which is fine. It's going to be different every time. Yeah, so let's keep Tioning. What if she lost her bank card, though? Yeah, 4 months. Let's move on. Let's not make that mistake again, though, right? Think of it like progress rating. Jobs are good. Okay. Boost gold. Boosting guilds. Love them or hate them. I imagine most of you who use trade chat hate them. For those of us who do it, which I do, it's a lot of gold. It is a lot of gold. It is a lot of money that's flying around. And it's important. It's important. Why? Why is it important? You never know when Blizzard's going to implement a system that might cost you, I don't know, 13 million gold an item for something that makes a dramatic difference to the part of the game you enjoy. 8.3! There's all kinds of things that we have to deal with if you want to raid at the top end. So getting gold is good and helpful. So that is what we do. It is the best and most efficient way of getting gold. So it is something that we take part in. We do boost the gold, and it's also good for those people who simply will never, ever have a chance of achieving things like getting mounts. So they can come and get a mount off us. Okay. But what about when it goes wrong? Who's handling all that money? Hell, people can't even handle a guild bank when it involves Zul'Gurub bijoux. They get tempted. Those sticky fingers start intertwining it. But what about when it starts involving millions of gold? I'm not sure what the average price is for a boost these days. I actually do. I have a price list for my guild. See if I can put that up so I know where we're at. Okay, so let's find out, shall we? Hello, Preacher. I really admire your work. And I had awesome times listening to all your drama times before, but now it's time for me to share mine. I am a mage. And as of this day, I am 9 out of 12 mythic, raiding with a guild, a 10 out of 12 mythic guild. I can't finish the Zanesh fight because of my PC setup. The fight crashes the game all the time. But it's fine on everything else. Just not on Zanesh. The one fuck up wipe fight. I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Ain't nobody believing that, bro. Ain't nobody believing that. Okay, here we go. Loz is informing me. So, like, Carapace is 1 mil. Nazoth is 2.5. And if you want both, it's 3.2. So that's the kind of prices at the moment if you were getting a boost. So that's the kind of gold we're talking about, although that seems a little low. It's probably a bit higher when this was happening. I have good times raiding with this guild. Everyone is friendly and good at the game, which makes progress all the more chill. Very relaxed. Very, very cool environment to be in. It's only a 2-month-old guild, though. Put together on a server, one of the most, if not the most popular horde realms in America. Our raid leader and GM, Tion, and about 5 officers came from a different server to form this guild. I'd say we had decent progress pace, given that most of the members had played together before. So, it came to it's not Tichondrius. So I'm not doing any more guesses, though. You're not on the hunt for these people. After about a month after the guild was formed, we started doing heroic Nyalotha carries. Tion would announce on trade chat we'd acquire buyers and always schedule the carries for our Thursday nights. I was so happy at first, earning a rather easy gold, doing something I didn't have to put so much effort into. However, about 2 weeks after doing boosts with the guild, someone... Oh, we need a new person. Oh, shit. I need a new man. Come into my life, new man. I need you. We shall go with Trial. Hopefully that's not a permanent name. What a really unfortunate name for someone who enjoys WoW. Okay. About 2 weeks after doing boost with the guild, someone, let's call him Trial, spotted me in Orgrimmar and whispered me, "You need to do an evil voice." Why, hello there. I'm recruiting members for a very special Discord that does heroic boosts. Are you interested? Just come over here and I'll help you. Just here. I replied, "Yo, bro, I already do boosts with my guild. Thanks though, bro. No need to fucking give me all that voice." To which he immediately answered, "But we pay 150,000 gold." I'm shocked. I thought, how in the fuck are they managing to pay that much? We were only earning 50,000 gold per boost with my guild. 50k? Unluck. So I started inquiring, and I found out that they charged the same price as Tion. The math started to spin in my head. He told me this group distributed the gold evenly between all the boosters. And when checking into it, what Tion was doing was imposing a tax. A tax of 100,000 gold per player per boost for the guild bank. Oh, son of a bitch. I honestly felt dumb for not doing the math before. It just didn't add up when I thought about it. And then it made sense that 66% of all the boost gold is going to the guild bank. Now, I want to be clear on something. This is not unusual at all. But, everybody should be aware of when it's happening, what the goal for the guild bank is, and then when it's going to be fully distributed to all the players. That is not that strange, is to set something aside for, say, a new expansion. We're going to have this here so we can buy materials, BOEs, things like that, and then we can distribute it everywhere, and overall it's good. As long as you're informed. Some guilds don't like doing that, some guilds do that. It's called a discussion between people. What you don't do is just not tell people and then tax them twice as much as you're giving them. I was doing the math in my head when my boy Trial just said, "I'll just leave this link here. Feel free to come by any time. We're always looking for new boosters." Being the greedy guy that I am, goddamn right I copied that Discord invite. I thought I'd give it a whirl. I did 1 or 2 boosts and saw the gold rising really, really quickly. And I tell you now, chat, that kind of shiny coin corrupts a man. Jokes aside, Trial casually talked to me about the gold distribution and asked how much I was making. He was also baffled that Tion was only paying about 30% of the gold to the boosters, and he started telling me, explaining to me how that was slave work. He's treating you so badly. You should just come and work for me. I'll give you more. Much, much more. I was torn. Later that week, I thought a lot about it. I came up with a solution. I messaged Tion and said, is it okay if I do some boosts with just a friend of mine? I'm gonna still. I'm not leaving the guild or anything. I'm still gonna come on Mythic Progress nights and stuff. It's just that I'm not gonna be there when the guild has its boost night. That's all. I earn more gold this way. He tried arguing that the gold was to bank all of our supplies, enchants and whatnot. We need 100,000 gold per player per week for enchants and shit. Don't you guys all use about 100,000 gold per player per week on, modifying your gear? Not normal? No, okay, good. Just checking. Just checking. The math doesn't seem to quite add up. It's a bit tough, isn't it, Mythic raiding? 100k a week. Whew. I persistently said, it's a lot of gold that you're keeping. It's a lot of gold for me to miss. As a player, that's a lot of gold for me to miss. And it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's just, I tell you what, I'll make my gold and then I won't take any from the guild bank when you come to spend it. All right? Deal? All right? I'll get my own enchants. I'll get my own flasks. I promise you, bro. I promise. I got this. He said it's fine. No problem. Everything will be okay. And I could smell it. Like the fresh sea air, I could smell that salt coming from those fingers as he typed. A few weeks have passed since then. We're still progressing at a really good pace. Everything is good. But here comes the problem, though. Tion found out who I was doing boosts for. Apparently, they had collided in the past. Insults had been thrown at each other and there was some animosity. It came from undercutting each other, sales competition on trade chat, and all sorts of shit that I didn't care about. I just want some sweet, sweet gold. These are the whispers. I've redacted names. Here we go. Tell me. Just tell me this. Is Trial one of the guys who's funding your boosts? Yeah, he organizes his groups. Please, please, please. Tell me you're lying. Tell me it's not Trial. Why? That guy? That Trial guy? He's a cocksuckler. He started going off on me one time because I had to drop his prices. Because of me. And if that's what you're selling for, I'm sorry for what comes next and what he's going to do to you. What do you mean? He sat there and he trash talked my guild. Because we were 6 out of 12 mythic at one time. And made the point to whisper me on his warrior from a different realm. What, you were 6 out of 12? All right. I don't know what to say. I'm telling you, he's the biggest fucking D-bag I've ever met. Oh, well, I'm not friends with the guy. He just organizes the boosts and he pays the gold. It's always different people. Look, this expansion is fine. It's going to treat you nice during this expansion. But next expansion, me and the officers talked. If we're going to gear people, they should be helping contribute to the guild. If they choose not to, that's fine. We'll just make 2 raid groups. One group is going to get stuff from the guild bank. The other group isn't. We're going to turn off repairs. Because you're not the only person not helping the guild bank. So don't worry. Okay. But let me say this in reply. I see what you're saying. With all due respect, I just disagree with how you're doing this. The gold distribution. So I shouldn't fund your repairs? I shouldn't pay for your flasks? Okay, then. That's okay for me, actually. This boost gives me 150,000 gold. Oh, no. But your boost gives 150,000 gold per player. You're taking 60%. It's a lot. You know what else is a lot, don't you? Pots, flasks, food, repairs. Shouldn't that be covered? I should foot the bill? I don't know about that. I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you, but 100,000 gold per player per night, that's a lot you're taking for those things. But our boost is cheaper than what he does. But you do you, brother. You do you. And I'm going to do us as a team, as a guild. Now, he hasn't G-kicked me yet, but I feel it's a matter of time. Things are just going to be awkward from now on. Before you declare judgment on what my next move should be, I want to come up and say that yes, I feel like I was kind of acting like an outcast. I should have told him before that I disagreed with his philosophy and payment methods. I just didn't want to lose the good raiding nights. I also want to point out that he, as raid leader, pointing the finger and making me feel like I was a burden to the guild, wasn't very cool and a little immature, at least from my point of view. Ladies and gentlemen in the court of drama time, am I the bad guy here? I put it to the audience. I put it to our audience. Is he the bad guy? Who is at fault here? No. 100% that player plays a demon hunter. Greed is good. Greed is good. To the court we go with the offset camera. I'll move it over. So, my ruling is this. It is absolutely fine to be sending gold to the guild bank if it is to be clearly stated. What is the target? What is it to be used for? And when will it come back to going to all the players? The discussion should be had amongst the people taking part in the boost. All should agree in some sort of democratic style. If that is not taking place and one man is ruling over all this while simultaneously running those people through that raid, then thou is guilty. Guilty as charged. You stand guilty, sir. You stand guilty. Talk to your people. It's a lot of gold whizzing by. Are you the kind of guy who's not even keeping it in the guild bank? Are you that guy? Because you're fearful of thievery, sticky fingers, all those kind of things. So nobody knows exactly how much anybody has. Is there a spreadsheet of details? It's important. All these factors need to come into it. If that hasn't been done, then sir, guilty. Guilty is charged on all counts. GM's got a Brutosaurus. Yeah, he's riding by in his Mercedes. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. 100% that GM keeps it all to himself. One could hope. One could hope. We could all tell if, let's say, Loz did, because he'd just have all these mounts. In fact, Loz does have a lot of mounts. Huh. Suspicious. Maybe we should declare judgment on him. What do you think? Think we should... suspicious? I think so. I think so. He does have a Brutosaur. He does have one. All eyes. All eyes cast. All right. I need 2 guild names. I need 2 guild names, ladies and gentlemen. I need 2. And I need Denis. I think it's Denis. It's got a French surname. So I think it's Denis. If I'm wrong, just tell me now. And we need one more fellow. The Disciples of Keanu. I actually love that. We'll go with... Why can't I spell Trey? Perfect. Mr. Trey. Wunderbar, wunderbar, wunderbar. Come on, mouse. Come back to life. Yeah! And the title of this is... Okay, yeah. Some of you could probably relate to this. I actually need my Mythic N'Zoth killers here. Kit for using a soundboard. Complexity weight limit. Yeah, I love that name. That is no meme on limit. That was the name that we were going to call our guild. Complexity weight limit. And Disciples of Keanu. Perfect. Okay. Top 400, we got it. We did it. 11 of 12 out of Wednesday. So almost there. Almost there. So this will be a little difficult to understand if you haven't killed Mythic N'Zoth, but don't worry. I'll guide you through it. So it's all fine. There's a lot of pictures here that won't make any sense to most of you. So I'm gonna guide you through it. Don't worry about it. All right, Preacher. I want to tell this story. Now I know. And how many of you guys actually have a guy in the guild that actually has a soundboard? We do. We actually had to replace our soundboard guy. Our soundboard guy took a break after N'Zoth died, so we had to draft in and recruit. Somebody had to be promoted to soundboard guy. I had one I left for the guild. Oh, I left the guild. Oh, look, we did for one raid. I'm that guy. Yeah, the soundboard guy has to keep it very organized. I believe Crusher is our soundboard guy. He has an archive that spans years of moments from raids. Literal years. Going back and back in time. A rather vast collection of Alex burps. At inappropriate times. Memories. This may be a rather short story, but probably it's still going to be funny to you nonetheless. Now, I know the title may suggest that I am, in fact, a soundboard spammer. And that I used it non-stop during raids. However, I stand by my words. This is not the case. I only ever used it, I think, maybe 3 to 4 times once a wipe had been called. I need to give you the context. Okay. To give some context as to why I even installed the soundboard in the first place was due to the fact that this guild had been wiping on Mythic N'Zoth for 2+ months. I was asked by Denis to join Complexity Weight Limit. Due to circumstances within my own guild, the Disciples of Keanu, where I had not been picked, or was not going to be picked, for the final N'Zoth comp. Which is fair. I would not tie my main, but I decided to join Complexity Weight Limit on my alt, and by joining on my alt, and the fact that this guild raided different days, I could raid both if needed, if I was a Shadow Priest. No immunity, Pepe hands. Again, for those of you moving up to the mythic level, it is totally normal that the comp is very set in stone. It is decided for good reason. If your raid leader is good, sometimes you may not be on it. Don't get all upset and personal. It's a team effort. Okay. Now, I just want to put out a side note here. I was not eventually benched on N'Zoth, and I did end up actually killing it with my main guild. But I thought I would stick around in the other guild to help out the friend who invited me, as he really, really wanted that kill, and it seemed like his guild was pretty close. What a nice guy. So he's going to kill N'Zoth in 2 guilds, his own main one, and then he's going to help out this other guild who is getting close to help out his friend. Very cool. So, back to the story. Complexity Weight Limit turned out to be a fucking mess on N'Zoth. The players had unfortunately reached a point that raiders will know too well is when they've given up. Often they would have raid nights where Discord would be completely filled with them just chatting absolute dog shit during pulls. Now, personally, I have nothing against talking shit if you can perform. However, Complexity Weight Limit was not able to do that. They weren't having clean pulls. In fact, we would spend entire nights after 2+ months wiping on the first Psychus for hours. The first Psychus. 2 months. Yikes. That's pretty yikes. Oof. Yet, for some reason, they still continue to laugh and giggle in Discord. I should mention here the important fact. Complexity Weight Limit desperately wanted to kill this boss so they could all quit the game. Yeah, I was in a guild that was like that for the Lich King. Been there. That can't be my brother. Okay, good. That sounded like a motorbike. That was my brother coming during drama time. Shame on you, brother. Shame on you. All right, so let me describe to you the raiders that make up the awesome team of Complexity Weight Limit. Complexity Weight Limit. We have our raid leader, Trey. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he always sounds angry, frustrated, and depressed. I imagine this is because he was 350 wipes into N'Zoth. A little backstory is Trey was kicked from his original guild, and I can't confirm if this did or did not happen, but I'm pretty sure he was kicked for stealing the Carapace lockout from his guild the moment they progressed to it. Yes, I know this should have probably been a red flag. But, considering some of the raiders followed him here, I assumed it may have been another issue with that guild. Now, those are the guys who just got to split the gold on that lockout. Whoever bought that lockout just sold like 2 mounts for millions of gold. Some of those raiders got a cut. That's what happened there. Some of those guys got a manila envelope. That's what's happening. That's what's happening there, dude. We had an outlaw rogue. Yes, this guild brought 2 outlaw... Oh, we had 2 outlaw rogues. Yes, this guild brought 2 outlaw rogues to this fight. Now, I'm not going to go and sit here and say that outlaw is bad. But when you're competing with the tanks on damage, you should consider a better spec or class. Meaningful choice, bro. Like, what are you doing? You are not playing. But you better be fucking careful. You better be fucking careful with your words, son. You better be fucking careful, bro. You are in deep shit with that comment. There's a 5% variance. Alright? Because it's fun that way. Alright? It's good. I actually don't care about the 5% variance, by the way. Everybody was expecting some sort of rage thing. Like, I really couldn't give a shit. It's dumb, but I don't care. I really don't fucking care. I really don't fucking care. I really don't care. Alright. We had a Fury Warrior. Now, I don't know much about warriors. But I don't know how he was doing it. But looking at logs... The warrior in complexity weight limit was below the tank on actual N'Zoth damage. Now, I know it's a pretty bad melee fight. However, looking at the log of our guild, the Disciples of Keanu, our warrior was doing double his damage on the boss and had worse gear. It seemed like he constantly just DPS'd adds. It's useful. That's a fire mage job. What are you touching the ads for, dude? Our Holy Paladin. Our Holy Paladin. Now, I can't say too much about this guy. But I will say that since Complexity Weight Limit brought 6 melee to the N'Zoth fight, he had made his case that as a Holy Paladin, he had melee priority. And all the other melee needed to not be near him, otherwise the fight would be unhealable. You really blocked 6 melee DPS off attacking the boss. Right, he stands to the side. I'm sorry, Raiders. Look, Raiders, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm sorry, Raiders. All the melee DPS just went. What is that shit? You know, it reminds me of the workshop we did where that rep paladin had to run out and help somebody, and I was like, if any of our melee... I would never, under any circumstances, see any of our melee DPS with cooldowns up run out and deal with something the ranged could deal with. Ever. Ever. There's no fucking way, man. There's no fucking way I'm getting those melee DPS off the boss. There's no way, man. They are glued. They are glued. Ranged work. Fuck right off. I'm DPSing. Okay, so what he's done is he sent me some pictures of Evoke Anguish. So if you've done this at all, this is when he like sprays out of the room and you all get a ring around you and you drop a puddle. So in Mythic, this is kind of a big deal. We have to make pizza slices because they last forever and they fill up the whole room and it's kind of important. And every picture he's shown me shows me just the Holy Paladin right next to N'Zoth and then everybody else behind the Holy Paladin. And all the melee are just kind of like not doing anything at all. And so he's even sent me... okay, I can kind of show you this. All right, hopefully I can show you this. Let me see if I can do this and make it big. This, I pre-warning, this is going to upset some of you as to how this positioning is being done. So, melee raiders, avert your eyes for a second. And we need this. So you can see how they're positioning it. There's the Holy Paladin at the boss. And everybody else at the back. Okay. Oh, fuck off! guys are funny. Oh my god. Oh, fuck off. You're not doing that. Oh, that is funny. just triggering. You're just trying to upset me at this point. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, this would lead to an extremely small space for melee, even though this was the pull that the raid leader called to drop Anguish at the back. And you could probably see the boss HP in this screenshot is extremely low, and we were getting mind controlled. Okay, so there's another screenshot where he's obviously caught. They're about to be mind controlled in 5 seconds, and the Zoth is at. Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. This has got the guild name in it, so I'm trying not to expose them, obviously. The Zoth has 11% health left. They are being mind controlled in 7 seconds. And he's told everybody to run to the back of the room. Now, if anyone's ever killed N'Zoth, that ain't it, Chief. If anybody's killed N'Zoth, that ain't it, Chief. That is not the move. That's an Alex play. I know it is. Okay. Now, Trey, I thought when I first joined this guild that he was pretty decent. And that the reason they were so stuck on this fight was because they never had the same composition, which can be a big issue. It happened to us at Jaina, I think. However, it began to click as to why they were really struggling with this boss. Trey had decided from the very start to use the paranoia stack tactic. Okay, so I had to have this explained to me because I've never heard of this and never tried this. But apparently, like, they've nerfed this boss so much that instead of like dealing with paranoia, you just stand in a big clump of people and you just use one of the necklaces and it's fine. You can just do that. Yeah, I've never done it. It's not how our guild does it, even because we boost people and stuff. So it's not what we do, but it is apparently what a lot of people do. Okay. But after the Disciples of Keanu killed the boss using the normal strategy, which is to spread out for paranoia, I noticed where complexity weight limit was going horribly wrong. By spreading, we had 4 extra necks to use, which meant we could get by if, you know, people died, people fucked up, etc., etc. We couldn't res somebody who hadn't used their neck yet, and so on. Whereas the complexity weight limit, as soon as someone couldn't be resed, it was game over. Complexity weight limit only had a couple of good pulls on the Zoth, getting him to around 6 to 8%. But the raid leader called for people to move to the back with Anguish while the boss was at 8% eventually, and we were all getting MC'd. Now, I can't say for sure, but if the boss is that low on HP and you're getting mind controlled, you do have the time to just nuke the boss and call it a GG, which you do. If we had done that, it would have been the kill. Now, I don't want to say that the stacking paranoia tactic is not viable, as it clearly is, or the guilds use it. However, if people in the guild are so prone to fucking up and it's causing wipes, you could probably do with the extra necks, and maybe even trying to spread for paranoia is a good idea. So, paranoia, if you don't know, you have to go and stand on your partner. It exists in other versions of the fight. In Mythic, it does nearly everybody. I think they nerfed it a little bit, right? Tanks don't get it now or something. But essentially, everybody gets it, and you need to just go and stand on your partner and not touch other people, or it drains your sanity and so on. Okay, in essence, what we concluded. Complexity weight limit strat from day one was to have a perfect pull. They needed an absolutely perfect pull. And that when they did get a perfect pull, which I saw happen, they still pissed it away on making the wrong calls. I should also explain how Trey decided it was time to have a word with Denis about his negative attitude to the raid. Denis told me that Trey had pulled him aside and told him that he had to stay positive after a raid where Denis was called out for not talking enough one night. And somebody had brought up that he's probably just angry, which he definitely was. Denis' reply when being asked what was wrong was this. I have no positive words about this raid. You're quiet tonight, Denis. He's probably pissed. Are you pissed, Denis? Denis, you pissed? You pissed, dude? I have no positive thoughts about this raid. I found it really funny. Considering that Trey always sounded depressed and very angry when it came to raiding, I thought he was being a bit of a hypocrite to start calling people out for negative attitudes when he's the worst when it comes to sounding positive. Especially as a raid leader, I know that the attitude they have when it comes to raiding was a huge impact on the rest of the raid. Having been through a raid leader before, not really wanting to raid lead and sounding depressed, once he moved on from our guild, we got a new raid leader, things changed dramatically and everything went good. So let me bring you back to my final night and of course, the soundboard with complexity weight limit. As the raid had such a negative mood, I thought I will lighten the mood. I will bring joy to these raiders' lives. I would play sounds when wipes are called. And that will pick up the spirits of all my players. You know, to try and keep morale up. This guild is around the 350 wipes on this boss, and we're still struggling to get past phase 1. So when the first wipe was called, I moused over that button and I clicked it. Bruh. Bruh. It got a couple of giggles. It did. It got a couple of giggles. It really did. It got a couple of laughs. Yeah. It did. Denise said he was crying from laughter. Bruh. A few pulls later, I played the Mission Failed from COD. Again, a few more giggles. Not from Trey, though. Not from Trey. He said don't use it. And you know what? I probably should have stopped using it once the raid leader said to stop using it. But, in the past, when he said this to people talking crap during pulls, they never stopped. And at this point in time, I did type over on Denise' stream, I don't care whether I was kicked or not. Fuck this guild. As I was going to leave after that night was done anyway, kill or not. Later on into the night, about an hour and a half later, I used another clip after a wipe was called. I then noticed a few pulls later that I was server muted. Why am I server muted? I typed in raid chat. He told me, the soundboard. And that's when it hit the fan. Bruh. I called him out. Why is it fine to talk absolute nonsense during the pull? Yeah, I can't play, bruh. After a wipe? Really? A little, bruh. I can't do that. I honestly don't see anything wrong in using the soundboard after a wipe is called. It's not like I'm causing the wipe. It's after the wipe. It didn't distract anybody like others would. I was getting a few giggles here and there. A little bit of a chuckle going on. Said I was a child. Playing sounds is the lowest form of humour. He started flaming Denis, who had invited me to help them, saying he should get me under control. I thought he was here to help, not drag us down. So I was mad. I thought to myself, fuck it. Why am I helping these people? Why? Why am I helping these people get a kill I don't believe they even deserve with this ridiculous play? So I may have stood on people intentionally to lose sanity. I may have done that. I may have intentionally started causing wipes. Before I could even say some witty things about how bad the raiders were and how bad he was at raid leading, I was removed from the Discord and the guild. I tuned into Denis' stream, which has comms, and I hear them shit-talking me. They knew I could hear through the stream. So I fired a couple of things Trey's way, as I know there were people from the guild who were in the stream, and since this was the only way of defending my honour from some pretty disgusting things. After the stream had ended, I contacted my guild master in the Disciples of Keanu that had killed it and notified him that I may have a Nazoth lockout for some quick and easy mounts. And I asked, is it okay if my bro Denis tags along for one kill? He really just wants to get the kill and he doesn't care about the mount. Now I tell you this, I'm still waiting for a reply as of typing this. But as I'm pretty certain now that Trey took that Carapace lockout from another guild, I will have no regrets taking this lockout from Complexity Weight Limit. If you're wondering, the disciples of Keanu killed N'Zoth in about 180 pulls. And of course, as we're well aware at this point, complexity weight limit are at 350 pulls and have still not killed him. I know your chat well and will probably label me as guilty in this case. But I thought it would be fun and quick story to share about how a raid leader is fine with his little click-making jokes during polls, but when it comes down to hilarious soundboards, they brought the hammer down. Bruh. Apologies for the wall of text. Not written one of these before. Wasn't really sure how to lay it out. And there's a link. There's a link to the Twitch clip. I've heard the bruh sound effects. Thank you very much. Guilty or not? The question comes down to, as we go over to court to render judgment on our friend, it's a mix of controversial opinion in the audience. I will say this. Stealing a guild's lockout without permission is guilty. It is guilty. It is not your right, whether you like them or not, to steal their lockout without permission. It is absolutely not your right, and I will not encourage that here on the channel. You are indeed guilty. The word there is stealing. Stealing goes into guilty, ladies and gentlemen. Guilty, as charged. I render my verdict. I render my verdict. Now, of course, my jurors here have a different opinion. So, definitely mixed. Definitely mixed. But I will not condone the stealing. The stealing and the theft of raid lockouts. Order in the court, indeed. Order in the court, bruh. We want heads. We demand heads. You can get heads. But I am going to take the heads of some Castle Nathria bosses in a couple of hours. Raid testing will be continuing Castle Nathria. I won't be streaming it, but of course, Limit are streaming their raid testing with Mr. Max doing his coaching style. It's very cool to watch to see how they're figuring out strategies and things. So that will be on your agenda for this evening. There is some stuff happening this weekend, yet I can't tell you about it. So all you need to know is there is something happening this weekend, but I can't tell you about it. So there you go. Pay attention for that. I'll tweet it out when I can say something, bruh. I mean, I wish I could. I wish I could. But yeah, I can't. So there you go. There's nothing I can say on that. There's nothing I can say. I just can say there is something. And if it gets cancelled, which it might do at this point, potentially, considering there's nothing out about it, then I'll let you know that it's not happening either. The thing you don't know about. Excellent. Be good, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night. Thank you for tuning in for Drama Time. And thank you all for rendering your judgment. I have no doubt follow-ups will occur from today's stream. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Goodbye. Have a great weekend. Love you all. Where's my button? Oh, yeah, it's this one. Yeah.